for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
What doesn't work like that?
Tighten up. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, look, we may have scurvy. I may have scurvy.
How is that not surprising though? we don't eat right. We don't.
Because the symptoms, and people's like, what the hell? For real. I may have a touch of scurvy.
It happens if you do not get enough vitamin C, which you get vitamin C by eating copious amounts of citrus.
Citrus, right. And it says that, it says it's rare. I don't know that it is. I think that, like many things,
because most people eat oranges on a daily basis. They have to take vitamins.
And it says that scurvy is a severe vitamin C deficiency, and it can lead to anemia, exhaustion, bleeding, swelling in some parts of the body. It can cause gum problems. It can cause bleeding gums and stuff. Here from the NHS UK website thingy.
We got scurvy.
Feeling very tired and weak all the time. Feeling irritable and sad all the time. Joint, muscle, or leg pain can cause swollen, bleeding gums. Sometimes teeth can fall out if you get to that point. And it says that it can develop red or blue spots on the skin, usually on the legs and feet, although this may be less noticeable on darker melanin skin and skin that bruises easily. So I've had some of them, but not all of them. I think I may have had a touch of scurvy.
I'm looking at myself and I see a few red spots. It's just broken capillaries of scurvy.
It's called petechiae, that these little red dots that people can get, especially as they age. And it's like, I think a lot of times that the
scurvy
medical profession, they think, oh, it can't possibly be. And sometimes it's one of those that the simple answers are the correct ones.
That's why you test for everything.
They don't test for some of this stuff.
We got scurvy. We got scurvy. We need some vitamin C. We got scurvy. We need a lemon tree.
The glucose monitor thing that I use says you're not supposed to use more than 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day, which is nothing. Or that it can somehow screw up the glucose monitor thing. Well, it's already screwed up.
Just fuck it up more.
I did. So I started taking a minimum of 1,000 milligrams, and it's the ester seed, so it's buffered. Because when you use high quantities of vitamin C, which is water soluble, I'm not telling anybody to do anything. Check with your whoever that official.
Get tested for vitamin deficiencies.
That's the thing. A lot of the testing right now does not check for vitamin deficiencies.
Well, maybe they should ask that explicitly.
Right. Some of the testing is not specific to that. But 150 years ago, when I was in college the first time and stuff, a microbiologist, and that professor was really cool, even though I stayed sick the entire damn semester. But he was talking about high doses of vitamin C. Even back then, this was in the 80s. And he said to avoid white sugar and white flour.
Well, yeah, that's because it's got all the shit cleaned out of it.
It's been stripped of every kind of nutrient.
Yeah, that's what I meant, stripped out of it.
And so even back then
white
there was
bread's not healthy.
There was
your damn white bread.
Yeah, that even back then, people were more prone. Well, back then you had some people in college that actually knew some stuff. Not all of them, but some of them. Coffee slurping coming.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I'm just trying to help myself after the magnesium issue, incident. And I thought, well, okay, we can, mark that one off for the invisible dry erase board. But with the vitamin C, because I did keto religiously for several years when I was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And it's like, then the pancreas just went, fuck you, I'm out. I mean, I was so disciplined with that stuff.
You were.
And so then they're like, oh, you're type 1. And I'm like, lovely. And so there was nothing I could do. And once you're type 1, that's, as far as I know, unless they come up with some fabulous whatever, that's it.
Well, I'm sure there's ways to fix that, to have it regulated.
But with such, anything that you eat is going to affect your glucose level.
Yeah.
And if you're in pain with fibromyalgia or arthritis or whatever the hell's going on, that causes your glucose level to go up, which means that you have to use more insulin, which means, and it's like everything, I've had a shit show going on for months. But I got to thinking about it, and it's like one of the things you have to really watch your intake of is fruit, because it's chocked full of good kinds of sugars, but it still affects your glucose level.
Right. It's better to be high than low, though.
Yeah, but if it's up in some of them ranges, like if it's in 300s and stuff, shit starts breaking down. So it could be just that the improper nutrition and the nutritional and dietary constraints. I may have a touch of fucking scurvy.
We got scurvy. We got scurvy. We need some vitamin C.
Oh, of all the damn things. I mean, we've had kid that had possum bite. We've had,
That's been months, though.
Yeah, but it's just been weird. And we truly have just...
You got bit by a raccoon?
I did, but it didn't break the skin.
Yeah. It just
But I was just sitting there going, that damn thing bit me. It just bit me.
Oldest kid's got, what is it?
I don't know. God love him. He's trying.
It's something, not meningitis. What the fuck is it?
No, he had that twice, years ago.
Yeah. But what the fuck is it now? It's the gastrointestinal thing.
They're checking to make sure
H.
that
pylori.
he has not had a recurrence of H. pylori, because that can happen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we've done medical things and all that good stuff today. And so I was out and about from early, and then I was tired because people are stupid. And having to drive on the interstate 80 miles an hour minimum, or your ass gets run over.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It wasn't that bad, though.
Well, it's one thing about the diabetes. A lot of times it's like you're in an altered state of awareness, which I don't necessarily mind.
Aren't we all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in today's world. Mm-hmm. Because now this shit's brain-breaking, what we're in currently.
It is brain-breaking. And before we get further down the rabbit hole with this, our artwork today comes from Zombie over on X.
Zombie, you make some cool shit.
He has got some of the best. He has mastered this form of AI art.
What is his full Twitter at?
I will include it. You asked me this, and I'll have to go back over on the X to find out. Oh my goodness. He always pulls something that I'm not. It's at _zombie_crew_. Okay. And I will include that there, and I guess I can put X links in YouTube, can I?
I don't know. You can try it.
Oh, yeah, I'll try it. If not, it'll be on BitChute and Rumble.
Yeah, scurvy.
But cool people, because I still very kind of limited.
You're very picky.
I am picky, and it's like our group of people that they do not tolerate fools easily.
No.
I mean, anybody is welcome in some of these communities over there, but they do not, as far as somebody wants to come in and start shit, they get yeeted. And I told Kid, I said, I'm in there with the badasses. And he's like, Mama, you're one of them. And I'm like, what's my people? It's my people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of using the tool of internet properly.
Did I say anything wrong?
No. It just sort of shocked me. I don't know why it shocked me.
I don't know why it shocked you either.
Scurvy.
You got the fucking... Arg, pirate.
Yeah,
really, you're really doing that realism with the pirate thing, aren't you?
They thought it was a joke. But the energies have been just nuts.
Let me tell you something. This energy, whatever the fuck it is tearing me apart.
Yeah, well, that's where you need to ground. You need to do what you need to do to maintain.
It's not just me that is tearing apart. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. Well, before I get into that, Robert Phoenix and David Palmer, the Leo King, did a video together. It was a live thing. And it was really, really good.
If I had known that it was on Leo King's channel, I would have gone to Leo King. But I
it's still there. It is still there on YouTube, or it was this morning. And I urge everyone to go and listen to that. And it was most interesting on so many levels. It was so interesting. And so I will put a link to that rather there in the description box, and you can go and listen. It was a conversation that needed to be had. There was a lot of conversations that need to be had.
Yes.
And we're in a time where people are trying to silence communication. That's not good. And that we are walking between realms, multiple realms, not just spirit and real, but now we've got the realm of spirit. You've got what we call the real world, plus you've got cyber.
But in some ways, people do need to be silenced because now people like X has privated their likes, and so people can't use that as ammo.
Mm-hmm. That is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when that, how horrible is it that people, that their life is sitting around waiting for someone to do something that they think is improper or wrong, and to use that against that individual.
That's the people that think they have the moral high ground when really it's fucking performative, dude, and it ruins people.
They're doing the devil's work.
Literally.
They are the accuser of the brethren. And it's like, no, the people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Mm-mm.
And so I think a lot of people are just fed up with it. And so I was really glad when Elon Musk came out with that as far as somebody going through somebody's likes history, that ain't cool. There's a lot of reasons that people sometimes they post something, somebody just sort of is like, yeah, well, and because it was somebody that they posted something, they went ahead and liked it. They may not have read it fully. They may not have comprehended it fully. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why they liked it.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be people sitting about waiting for somebody to make a mistake. That's insane.
Well, that was like for a long time. I mean, you would even see what people liked, like, on your timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would say, person liked this post. Right on your timeline. They would actively show other people's likes.
No, that ain't cool either.
No, I'm glad they stopped. I'm glad
ignorance.
It stopped that. But now it's finally fucking private like it should have been.
Yeah.
And there was not even an option to put them on private to begin with.
Yeah, well, I think that Musk, as he's being made aware of certain problems, is trying to correct it as he can. Yeah. I want to think that he's a good guy. I know he's just a guy, but it's just one of those that I hope that he is who he appears to be. I understand he's a businessman. But it's like, my experience with the platform so far has been positive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's a matter of learning how to do. I got included in one of the games the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to play. But I did. I did the best that I could.
And you did all right.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, a good group of people.
Mm-hmm. Because you're picky.
Yeah. You have to be selective during this time.
You do. You really do. Because it's shady. Shady people out there.
And people that you don't really...
You don't just trust anybody.
Well, it was like reading news headlines, and I was discussing with somebody, you can sort of gauge the energies, planetary alignments. I use some of these words interchangeably and assume that people know what the hell I'm talking about. I'd say these people that never know what the hell I'm talking about. Sometimes I don't either. It's okay. But with the headlines, you can sort of see the manifestation of some of the things that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they had, even as far as what the news, which is our propaganda, what they're focusing on, what they're told to focus on, and it's, the sensationalism and the tabloid-esque stuff, what they're focusing on, because they're still, for the most part, human. And it's a matter of, if it's not getting read, they're going to get rid of the story quickly.
Right.
That's the reason I had to sort of scan throughout the day as I can to make sure something doesn't fly under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a story about this woman, I think it was in Missouri or Mississippi, someplace like that, and I can't find it because it's not enough to where I'm going to leave a link to it, had gone into a Mexican restaurant and had ended up in a fist fight with this young woman who had a small child, that the child was in the restaurant with the woman.
Why?
Because that the baby was doing what babies do. And it's like, I understand, as far as if you don't have small children, find someplace else to sit. It is people who have small children that very much is their right to take that child out in public, and they need to be applauded.
It is. But on the other hand, I do understand some restaurants, some stores are making it child free because some parents just don't parent their children, and
that
they
is
tear
true.
up the store. They tear up the store or
Mm-hmm.
restaurant, run just amok.
But this is a symptom. Maybe the whole society's got scurvy.
Well,
I don't know.
It's deficient in something.
It's deficient in some damn common sense is exactly what it is. Some ethics, some morality, self-discipline, learning how to parent properly, emotional maturity. It's deficient on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But anyhow, for this, and of course everybody had their little phones because everybody is their own paparazzi right now. Filming this shit, or videoing it, or whatever the hell you call it. And I can understand it because everybody is this lawfare shit. And everybody looking to, I don't know if it's a matter of shaming people, trying to sue people, trying to do all this bunch of stuff all the time. That is a symptom of a diseased society.
Yeah. But that's what a lot of people tried, or some people tried to do. It's literally they tried to do anything in their power to have a confrontation so that they can sue the company or whatever.
Uh-huh. And that these individuals need to be dealt with.
Get whatever they want.
Instead of allowing them to continue to tear down and destroy, they need to be dealt with.
Yes. It's like that person that was trying to get in the fist fight with lady. Why didn't someone snatch his ass up and throw him outside?
Yeah. Well, it was another woman, was what it was, that had, and actually, from the way the article read, that she had a physical altercation with the young mother.
Well, like I said, why did no one snatch her ass up and throw her outside?
I don't know. Well, it used to be, back in the Stone Ages, if people had a confrontation, that's what they told them to do. They said, take it outside. Now, back in the day, as far as bars and stuff, what happened? They took it outside.
Yeah. They let them fight it out.
Absolutely. There was a winner. There was a loser. Everybody would, after the show was over, you would go back inside. And it's like, yeah, to keep from destroying whatever inside the property.
Mm-hmm.
And now, with all these security cameras and all this bullshit and stuff like that, it's like, everything's like 2-year-olds. he's touching me. He's looking at me. Make him quit looking at me. Make him quit touching me. And it's like, grow the fuck up.
But that's what they wanted. So they wanted constant supervision of some sort.
Yeah.
Someone to stop them.
Yeah.
But look at what's happening now.
Yeah, there's Alan Watts' question. Who is guarding the guards?
Literally.
And these are things that we need to question. We do need to question this. And very strange event. Oh, God, I didn't do it. I came home from our journeys today. And, of course, I had to take a nap because I was having to get up early and trying to treat the scurvy.
It's not
the fatigue.
the alleged scurvy.
It is self-diagnosed scurvy.
Oh no! Self-diagnosed. Are you acoustic? Self-diagnosed acoustic
Everybody
scurvy.
self-diagnoses. Everybody.
And I'm
No, I actually
not
do
us.
research on this shit.
We're not self-diagnosed. We got paperwork. We got legal paperwork to back up our mental shit.
Oh, with the ADHD. Oh, yeah. Everybody, but I was the only one that was surprised that I had ADHD. Everybody else had figured it out before I did.
It's like, why are you surprised?
That's
Why
what
are
I
you
was like, why
surprised?
the hell didn't somebody tell me? You know, that's never assume someone knows something.
It was normal to me, so I didn't know.
It's like, Mama's be strange.
Mama's a little quirky. It's okay.
But anyhow, took a nap, got up,
We all a little quirky.
saw that there was paperwork laying here on the couch that kid had brought in, and I saw that it was from the water department, and I thought, what is going on here? So I went outside to smoke, and truck from the water department, two guys get out, and I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? And as far as federal government wanting to know what kind of water lines we have.
Why is it up? Why is
And
that
I
important
asked
to
them, and now these guys were cool. They were older gentlemen and stuff like that, and they're from this area, so they didn't, There's other women like me. Lots of us in these mountains. Y'all just don't know.
It's called mountain women.
It is mountain women. We are a different breed of cat, that's for sure. And
Y'all are the badasses.
when they told me, it's like, oh, federal government wants to know what kind of. I said, what's it to them? And they're like,
Damn.
and I told them, I said, I'm not taking it out on y'all. They got it because they're just doing a job.
Yeah.
But I thought it was strange as hell, and that's where the invisible tinfoil hat. And my invisible tinfoil hat is on 24/7.
I mean, for the federal government to know what sort of water lines you got, that's not cool.
And yeah,
Why is that important to them?
Right. And I had did a quick search, and here it says fact sheet, and I'm not even going to, y'all can go and look it up if you want to, from May the 2nd of 2024 from whitehouse.gov, that Biden-Harris administration announces a $3 billion thing to replace toxic lead pipes and deliver clean drinking water to communities, blah, blah, blah.
It's a good thing we got PVC.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that is bullshit.
Because when the water lines, most people around here had wells,
That's true.
in-ground wells, or they had springs or different things like that they got their water from. And God, I was trying to think when the water line came through here. It was years ago. But what it was that when the county water came through, you either had to sign up to get onto their water system, which meant that you had to disconnect your well. Don't know why about that. There's no sewer system. It wouldn't have contaminated anything.
Right.
But they knew what type of line that they used. They had to legally record what type of line they used. But they also, as far as what type of pipes were in the home and stuff like that, and I'm one of these that I knew. I'm like, we got PVC. We got PVC. Mm-hmm. Don't have anything that's galvanized or anything like that. There's no lead, nothing in anything. And there's a lot of people that they don't know. But it's weird. Why now? what's it to them? And so anytime
That's-
that government something says that we're going to do this to help you. Oh, fuck, you ain't never helped our people.
No.
All you've ever done is brought harm.
All they've ever done is help themselves. Like, this is one of these things that's literally, like, that's suspicious.
It is very
That's
suspicious. It is very suspicious. And so, like I said, these guys, they were cool. They got it because they've lived in this area all their lives. And as far as being shamed and blamed and all this bunch of shit that's going on in the rest of the nation, y'all don't know.
It's like,
We know how some of these other people view us.
it's like, yeah, y'all are more than likely going to be poisoning our water systems.
We don't know. It's very, very suspicious to me.
It's very sus.
And so I thought,
Sus. It
so
ain't cool.
that's something that tinfoil hat, like I said, to try to, somebody else do some, dive down that rabbit hole.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a day. It was a hell of a day. But, and it was a matter, I was coffee deficient because I wasn't able to drink my normal amount of coffee while driving this morning.
You're like, should I go ahead and make me a cup of coffee? And it's like, you're thinking about it, go ahead and do it. Go do it.
Because he's seen me when I have a coffee deficiency. It's worse than the scurvy.
It's worse than a cigarette withdrawal.
Oh, well, it's right up there with it. It is right up there with it. So, your final thoughts, kid?
Speaking of cigarette withdrawal, I need to go through that.
Oh, good luck with that.
Right?
Yeah, it's quitting. I've done it many times.
What is the best advice to quitting?
Well, the best advice on it is don't ever start it, and I did warn you.
You did.
He was fully adult
Yeah.
before he ever started.
Like, I was fully 21. 21. It was my choice. Yeah.
And it is an addiction unlike any other. I've spoken with addicts, different things, and they all say that nicotine or cigarettes or whatever it's the worst. Not quite sure why, and I think it's because it is self-medicating. A lot of people who smoke cigarettes, it is anxiety disorder. And that is the go-to self-medication. And so the anti-anxiety pharmaceuticals that they have right now, you got Valium and Xanax and all that shit, which are highly addictive and will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We all pick our poison daily. We do.
6 of one, half a dozen is the other.
Yes.
If the Lord can lead you to it, He can lead you through it.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Yeah,
It's just a bunch of Southern sayings.
Well, I know, but a lot of times that's some of these people that have never smoked and they don't understand, and then they want to, again, do the micromanaging of other people's lives, which I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of it. But there are different things as far as the nicotine patches. There's nicotine gum. There was that thing there for a while that you put a rubber band around your wrist, and every time you wanted a cigarette, you were to snap the rubber band. I don't know. I think it was some kind of behavior modification bullshit. I haven't heard of that one in years. I've heard of a lot of them.
Yeah, no, they highly... Listen. Last time I was in the mental institution, they highly pushed that one aside.
Yeah.
They were like, don't do that. That's self-harm. Don't do that.
There's a lot of things that the psychology and psychiatry departments for years are like, oh, do it this way. And then later they're like, oh, that was really bad. Don't do it that way. Have some common sense. I mean, honest to God, have some common sense.
Yeah.
But usually when you're trying to get rid of one behavior, you're going to have something to replace that.
How many days does it take? Like withdrawal. How long does a withdrawal go through with cigarettes?
Well, I don't know that off the top of my head.
Just brainstorm it.
I don't know. I don't
Guesstimate.
know. I mean, it's one
3
of those.
days?
No, it lasts longer than that.
2 weeks?
Maybe.
Week and a half? What about a week and a quarter?
He does. He's
What about
doing
Tree
that
Fitty?
Aries thing.
What about
When
Tree-
I say I don't know, and he's going to badger the shit out of me.
What about Tree
Just
Fitty?
to annoy me because I don't know. Okay. You can Google search that. But if you are trying to give up one behavior to replace it with a positive behavior,
Okay.
such as if you're wanting a cigarette or something like that, that you can go and get a carrot or anything like that. Or just hold a pencil, as far as that habit of having something in your hand.
You know, I could actually vibe with the carrot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like carrots.
Yeah. I have wondered before, as far as even, because there's a whole, it's not really a ritual that you go through when you smoke, but it is. And even the weight of the cigarette, because some of the e-cigarettes and stuff like that, God, they were so heavy, and there was
Yeah.
no way that, I mean, it was just pointless.
Even vapes. Like vapes.
Vapes are just stupid. It's a totally different
You can hold them
mechanism.
between your fingers, but it ain't the same
No.
thing.
I've
It
wondered,
does not. It's not the same as hitting a cigarette.
I've wondered before, even as far as just a drinking straw, and just that behavior with just a drinking straw. To do that, if that couldn't modify. I haven't tried it yet. I'm not even to the point that I could try that.
I tried it with a bendy pen.
So those are things that you can do. You can do a Google search. You can look up for this stuff.
But also, no joke. But back to the government doing the thing with the pipes, just real fast. That shit's not good.
It's
Like,
it
for
don't-
real, that's very
was just
invasive. For
out
the
of the blue.
federal government to ask what water pipes
Mm-hmm.
you have, that is not a good sign.
It's
That is
weird.
incredibly invasive. That
I
is
thought
none
so.
of their business.
It's not any of their business. They knew what types of pipes, because, like I said, that shit has been in the records for about 30 some years. Maybe in the 70s that they brought the water line through here. It's none of their business.
It's not. None. So what the?
So
what the
it's
fuck
something
are
else.
y'all planning?
I don't know. Don't know. So is that your final thoughts? Because your final thoughts sort of went into questions. That was final questions. Not final thoughts.
Can I do the doll corner? No.
Can we wait and do that? We've already run over half an hour here. Yes, it went quick.
Most podcasts go about an hour to 2 hours.
It's been so Aries. Oh God, I can say one thing and then he'll say something else. It's so Aries.
And I'm not an Aries. That's just my
It's got
backlog.
a lot of shit. in
It's not
Aries.
even one of my main 3.
But it comes out very often. It comes out very often.
Are you sure that's not one of the other signs?
If you
That's not the ADHD.
experience with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, tinfoil hats, fatigue. If you have symptoms of scurvy, get you
We
a
got
lemon.
scurvy. We got scurvy.
Email us, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and I will put, as far as the Twitter handle for Zombie, and I appreciate him. And I did ask before I used, because I do that. I don't
It
just
is
use
so
other people. I
cool.
don't use people's art without asking.
He makes some really cool shit. He
He
really does.
And Mr. Jingles makes some remarkably cool stuff
yeah,
too.
both of them.
And then Natasha, who's, if you go
Natasha,
over there,
your artwork, can you teach me?
she is just incredible. She does oil on paper and she sells them. I haven't gone to her little shop or anything because I know I can't afford anything, but I can appreciate what she does.
Can I apprentice, please? I want to paint with oil so bad.
Just some cool people over there. Be selective. Whether it's online, whether it's in real life, be selective right now.
You know my favorite artist, Mark Ryden? He that's what he uses.
Okay. Cool.
It's all oil paints.
Okay. Cool.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe. Click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads, even though it don't do much, but it likes the affection. Check her out on BitChute and Rumble. Orlando's Cup of Coffee with Scream at the fuck. At fuck. Yeah, that's what it is.
Hey, I think probably somebody's got that handle. I bet they do.
Ew. Orlando's Cup of Coffee with Scream, BitChute and Rumble. X, previously known as Twitter. Orlando, COCWS. It's like a radio station call sign. It's pretty cool.
Enjoy
Go ahead
the
and check it out.
paradangness.
My brain glitched out there.
Enjoy the paradangness.
What the fuck is going on with these planetary shit?
Right. Exactly. That's why, again, I will put the link to Leo King's channel where you can go and listen to what he and Robert Phoenix said. It's very much worth your time. Very much worth your time.
Oh, whoa.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.